From the city-states of Eorzea to worlds both real and imagined via the magic of podcasting, this is episode 81 of A Podcast Reborn, a show celebrating our experiences across Final Fantasy XIV, gaming, anime, and everything in between. This episode is being recorded on Sunday, July 26th of 2026. My name is Brian Black, otherwise known as Ro, and as always, this show may contain mature language, might contain spoilers for the games or media that we talk about. With me, as always, is our resident Chaos Goblin, Cat Mom artist, and Tamagotchi life matchmaker for the stars. Hi, Meagan.
Hello. Oh man, so much has been happening on my island, but also I finally figured out how to actually record gameplay off my Switch, so look forward to a Tomodachi Life Let's Play coming soon. I'll tell you all about it later. I know it has absolutely nothing to do with what we're here for. I'll try not to derail it immediately.
Well, yeah, let's hold the Tamagotchi segment just a little bit into the show. At least keep things on the rails. Yeah, keep things on the rails for at least 15 minutes. That'd be good. Also with us is our old man machinist, blogger, and tabletop RPG enthusiast, and a man who had one job, but failed to give Meagan something to watch over the past month and a half. Hi, Brandon.
Look, in my defense, I proposed an idea. Ward said, let me talk to Meagan, and then I never heard back, and then I forgot about it.
One job.
I know. But before we get into my failures as a co-host, I have to ask you guys a question. Did you guys know that red mages are afraid of heights?
I did know that, but go on. Tell me why.
Because they get vertigo.
Yes.
I was going to be like, because they always flip out.
Now, here's a question. Did you come up with that one yourself?
Maybe.
Okay, because I've actually seen that. I've seen that one before.
Oh, really?
Speaking of red mages, do you remember when there was the trials where it was literally like on a moving platform in the sky and you had to jump back and forth between them?
On the diamond weapon fight, yeah.
Yeah. Guess which raid tier I decided to just try out Red Mage on.
Oh no!
I backflipped off those platforms so many fucking times.
But hey, you know what that boss fight's from? Final Fantasy VII.
Well, I mean, the boss is definitely from Final Fantasy VII, sure, and I'm sure we'll be talking about Final Fantasy VII in a bit. I'm really curious about your opinions because I have multiple opinions on the whole thing. Of course, thanks to Brandon, our anime filler arc, where just our filler arc will have to be put on hold for a little bit to a degree because Meagan was never given something to watch. So, but the good news is there's Final Fantasy XIV stuff to talk about because we are recording this literally on the second day of FanFest Berlin. Of course, the day before was the first day, the keynote, and all of the big reveals that came from that. And we have a new patch coming up in a couple of days for the final relic grind. We're about a month and change away from 7.5.6 with more MSQ. So there are things happening in FF14. FanFest definitely being at the center of it. As far as that goes, because we might as well put this front and center because it's still fresh in my memory. How much have each of you been able to digest what's happened in the past 24 hours? Meagan, have you got the cliff notes? Did you watch the keynote?
So we stayed up until 1 a.m. to watch the keynote until 3 a.m.
Nice.
So I was nodding off at the end. And I remember the Bastion. I remember the cosplay. I remember that there is a new cat girl with pink hair, and I'm very excited. So I watched the whole keynote, and then I also today, whilst playing Pal World, had the other panels on in the background. So I watched the sound one, and then I just finished watching Naoki's Room.
Oh, nice.
Which was very cute.
I have not watched the entirety of FanFest. In fact, I will have to say that the only thing I have watched in its entirety is the keynote. I do definitely want to check out the other stuff, but I am not going to be as fully informed as some people may be out there. So if you're looking for full expansive coverage of FanFest, this is probably not the place to get it. But if you're looking for keynote talk, I'm sure we can give you plenty of that. Was the Naoki's room, did it have both Naokis there?
Yes.
Okay.
And they were talking about like their relationship and the fact that like they were kind of thrown together as two guys at Square Enix named Naoki, and like they didn't really know each other in the beginning, but everybody knew who Yoshi P was because he's like the weird guy that dresses funny. And like then one day they were both leaving the office at like 3 a.m. and then Final Fantasy VII Naoki was like, "Hey, I'm working on this game engine. You gotta come check it out." And he was like, "Okay." And then they were like buddies ever since.
Nice.
Yeah, it was very cute. And like I don't know anything about the 7 remake. Like I watched my brother play Final Fantasy VII when I was 12, I think. What, 1990? What was it, 96? No, I was like 11. And so my brother was like 9 or 8 at the time. So our parents, my dad was like, "Oh, I got a PlayStation. It's like the newest, greatest technology. You gotta check this out." And then he like bought fucking Resident Evil for my little brother. So, you know, there were some oversight issues, but you know, I swear to God, that first zombie in in RE1, Jesus fucking Christ, is burned into my brain forever. And now I'm a horror movie freak, so who fucking knows? But anyway, I know the basic outline of like Final Fantasy VII. I didn't actually play it. I have a hilarious little like fake PlayStation 1 that has Final Fantasy on it, or Final Fantasy VII on it, but I actually bought it because it has Jump and Flash 3D, which is like one of the first games that my dad bought for us, and I was like so nostalgic for it, even though it is a 3D platformer, and I'm terrible at platformers in general, and this is like a janky ass polygon jagged 3D platformer where like you jump into the air and then it's first person, first of all. First person 3D platformer. You're a rabbit that is also a robot, so you're a rabbit, and you jump really high, but as soon as you jump, the camera just goes down to your feet. So you can imagine how disorienting that was. I just liked it because it had a rabbit, and you had to save these little jellyfish looking guys, and they're called moo-moos, and they go moo 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 moo.
I wish I had that good a memory of games that old. I mean, I hardly remember. I can tell you a lot of games I played back then, but as far as like memorable stuff from it, not too much there.
I played it a lot. I did not advance very far.
Brandon, how much of FanFest have you been able to consume?
A decent amount. I woke up Saturday morning and just grabbed my phone and started mindlessly scrolling before I decided to get out of bed and make myself some caffeine. I'm like, oh yeah, FanFest is super early this morning. Oh wow, there's a lot of trailers here. What the heck is a Bastion? Oh my God, that's the coolest thing ever. So last night I also watched through the full keynote with a bunch of friends of mine who also did not want to stay up that late and watch the whole thing.
Stop it.
I don't know what that background noise is.
Sorry, that was my phone did like a little pop-up of like, hey, that YouTuber like put out a new video, and I was just like clicking. I didn't even click the button. I don't know. I just like tilted my phone, and then it was like, oh, clearly you wanted to look at this. No, phone, I didn't. I wanted you to go back to the wallpaper of my cats.
Anyway, so I've gotten through like most of the posted trailers and most of the information from the keynote, and yeah, I'm pretty excited. Evercold's shaping up to be looking like it's going to be pretty great, and a lot of it's right up my alley. So
I had a feeling that when it comes to the Final Fantasy VII stuff, at least when it comes to the announcement of a Final Fantasy VII 8-player raid, you are all on board for that, yeah?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I played the absolute heck out of the original FF7. It's what got me interested as much as I am in the Final Fantasy series. I did play the first game back in the day on my NES, but I didn't have any other systems until I got a PlayStation. So I never touched 4 and 6. But yeah, 7's what got me really hooked into this whole franchise. I still don't own the second game in the remake series yet because the economy and money's tight, and I have 2 children who are expensive. Anyway.
Okay, so in other words, if you don't have it by Christmas, I know what I'm getting you for Christmas. Okay.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you. That's really generous.
Well, I mean, we've only got till spring next year for the third part, so time's ticking.
I know. So yeah, I know there's a lot of like negative talk about the 8-player raid being another game tie-in, but I'm just like, y'all, you can go away then because I'm all in for this. It sounds so much fun. Will it get me into doing it on Savage? No, probably not.
No.
But maybe the mid-grade difficulty. Maybe.
I was gonna say that the one that they don't even have a name for yet, they're just calling it new. So
Yeah.
How Meagan, and you having talked about your Savage adventures and stuff, and with your friends and the group that's gone together, it just kind of going here, is the mid-tier thing something that interests you, or are you more keen on just beating things at Savage?
Okay. Well, we haven't done any Savage raiding in like fucking God since Honeybee Lovely, which might explain some of my obsession with her. But right now we made a private Power World server, so that's what we're doing right now. But I think that they have been expressing interest in trying it, at least a few of them. So hopefully we can tempt them back. But yeah, one of our raiders was up with us at 3 a.m. talking to us on Discord, and she lives in Florida, so that was even more intense for her.
Oh wow!
I had to watch the keynote after I got back from work because I literally opened the store early in the morning. So when I woke up, I was able to watch the first half hour of the keynote. So I got to see the trailer, I got to see the Bastion reveal, and I left right after they were pretty much getting into talking about Bastion. And I didn't find out about all the other stuff till I got back from work. So it was definitely surprised by a lot of stuff in there. Let's just circle back, and because I feel like it's probably the biggest thing people are talking about, let's address the one-winged elephant in the room. And the Final Fantasy VII raid. I'm the kind of person who, when big stuff happens or when a big announcement is made, I live vicariously through dozens upon dozens of content creators who react to such content. So over the past 24 hours, I have watched so many people react to this announcement. And from what I have consumed, I will say that I would say 3 out of 4 people, at least from content creators I looked on YouTube, and I pretty much looked at every reaction I could find that was available. 3 out of 4 people are super surprised, stoked, excited about this. The other 1 out of 4 people, including Mr. Happy, big YouTube content creator, and I will, and this is not, let me say before I go on further, this is not to rag on the 1 out of 4. I'm just stating how the things are. 1 out of 4 people are very unhappy about Final Fantasy VII being the 8-player raid. I think, Brandon, it sounds like you're big into it. Meagan, you don't have super much experience with Final Fantasy VII aside from like having seen the story played, but I guess the best way I could pose a question to you is, would you rather have the Final Fantasy VII 8-player raid, or would you rather have something more Final Fantasy 14 story coded?
I don't really care. Like,
that's a valid answer too.
While I really enjoy the Final Fantasy 14 story, it's obviously like what I just do with my life, pretty much. It seems like it's such an obvious like brand synergy thing for them to do that I'm like, I can't be mad at it. And it's like Final Fantasy VII is like the Final Fantasy that everybody knows, aside from, I would say in pop culture, it's more popular than 14 even. Like when people say Final Fantasy, they usually think they're usually thinking of 7. Or maybe that's just our generation because it was so huge when we were like first getting into video games. This was a lot of kids like first big video game, or like, oh wow, this is what video games can be. You know, like it can have this rich story and it can be really deep and it can be really long, and it's not just like Mario jumping on Goombas or whatever, you know?
Right.
And so I feel like it holds a very special place in a lot of fucking huge nerds' hearts, and I don't hold it against them to use that because, like, I mean, I've enjoyed all of this. I know everybody fucking hates like Sphene and Dawn Trail, but I liked it, so I don't care. Like they can take concept from other Final Fantasies and make it fun. So, I don't know why they would like take one of the best Final Fantasies and make it shit. You know what I mean? And like they're working with the remake guy, and everybody loves the remakes. I haven't played them myself, but they get rave reviews. So I'm like, it seems like we're in good hands. I'm not really concerned.
I mean, how many raid series in the past have we had that have drawn inspiration from other Final Fantasy series?
Like
I mean, Shadowbringers had Eden references from FF8 out the wazoo. Do I need to bring up the number of crossovers the freaking Omega raid series had?
Yeah.
Yes.
And so I'm like, this is nothing new, and I'm not at all surprised that they're doing it right now. Like, obviously, like this is the time.
Yeah, timing wise, I think, you know, that with Final Fantasy VII Revelation on the horizon, the last part of the remake series, it is also, I'm pretty sure, the 30th anniversary, not just of Evangelion, which is getting the Alliance raid, but the 30th anniversary of Final Fantasy VII is next year as well. So the timing of all this, it just makes sense. That being said, I totally understand and respect and appreciate some people who may not be entirely pleased because we're getting two quote unquote collaboration raids in the same expansion. I've seen some people comment say like, if it was just one of those and then the other one was like actually Final Fantasy 14, pertinent lore and stuff like that, they'd be fine with it. Well, I mean, here before you jump in, Meagan, I simply want to say, here's the thing. I do not think that people who feel this way, or people who dislike the idea of a Final Fantasy VII raid, I don't feel that they are wrong. It's an opinion, and they're totally allowed to have it. And I get where they're coming from. If I was the kind of person in their shoes who was looking for more lore that was specifically Final Fantasy 14 centric and not being a collab thing when there's already a collaboration raid going, if that's how I felt about things, then I would be agreeing with them. I don't think they're wrong to have that opinion. It's one of those things where this is just one of the things when it comes to an MMO, where when it comes to decisions that developers make as far as when it comes to gameplay systems or content and stuff like that, you literally just aren't going to be able to please everybody all the time. But I do think that they are pleasing a great majority of people who play Final Fantasy XIV with the decisions they're making with these raids.
I would just say that I think this is kind of different from like a World of Warcraft situation where like there is like the Warcraft franchise and like they can't really like, yeah, okay, the FF7 is a crossover, but it's also a Final Fantasy, and we've like 40% of Final Fantasy XIV lore is just references to other Final Fantasy games. So I don't feel like this is actually two collabs. It's like, yeah, okay, yes, it is actually like another game franchise. The 7 remake is like, sure. But it is, I don't feel like it's going to be that much, like, I don't feel like it's going to be like in a pocket dimension and it's not going to affect anything. I feel like, you know, it's going to be like all the other Final Fantasy references that we've had.
In a realm, it's either I may be getting my lore stuff wrong, but it's either Realm Reborn or Heaven's Ward. Actually, maybe it's late Realm Reborn, during the time when we deal with the Warriors of Darkness. Is that like in between Realm Reborn and Heaven's Ward? I think.
Yes.
Okay, so during that time, that's when Y'shtola, if I'm not mistaken, has her first death, and we pluck her from the live stream.
She teleports at the very end of Realm Reborn, and then we get her back. I think in Heaven.
That
in
is
Heaven's
correct.
Word?
Yeah, she basically does the ill-fated teleport like in the final patch before Heaven's Word happens, because then we're left. We're all this time we're like, oh no, what happened to our friends? And then Heaven's Word happens, and we get them back, albeit in a disjointed manner. But let's not get into that. But yes,
we have to go to our lowest points, and we have to have Alphinaud be like, "Oh, I screwed it all up. I'm so sad." And then he comes.
I suddenly don't sound like Sam Riegel anymore.
But my point being is that part of that whole sequence there is that the live stream in terms of Final Fantasy 14, there is a live stream in Final Fantasy 14. So I could definitely see them finding, drawing on what they have established earlier on and connected together. It's like the live stream can connect multiple worlds and stuff like that. It's that can definitely be a thing. I mean, also, if without going too heavily into spoilers on the Final Fantasy VII Remake series, the possibility of multiple universes and such like that is certainly touched on in part of that series.
Well, and it's not just in 7 either. We've touched on multiple alternate universes in 14, and that's even just beyond the whole what are the individual shards like, because the entirety of the Alliance raid in this current expansion does not give much particular hint that the world of Vanadiel, how the hell do you pronounce that, is on a separate shard in the Final Fantasy 14 universe. They can't hint it's a separate universe entirely. We've had multiverse shenanigans going on in this franchise for a long time.
Not to mention the headache of Grahatia and his travels and Crystal Exarch and stuff is like parallel timeline, blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
And are people mad at, would they call that a Final Fantasy 11 crossover event? Because I wouldn't.
Oh, well, here's the thing. When the Final Fantasy 11 thing got announced, one, since it's the Alliance raid, I think it gets a little more slack. You see, I think one of the reasons why some people are a little more grumpy about the 7 raid is because it's the 8-player raid. And again, Eden was the 8-player raid. Eden was the 8-player raid. And so we had, Final Fantasy 8 stuff kind of crossed into that too. But if you were to tell me, hey, you're going to get a Final Fantasy 7 collab raid, and you told me it was the 8-player raid, I'd actually be surprised by that. I would think that would have been the Alliance raid. And I think the only reason why it's not the Alliance raid is just because, again, timing. Evangelion and Final Fantasy 7 just happen to happen in both the same year. If they weren't both happening, if they both didn't have their 30th anniversary in the same year, I think that you would definitely see FF7 as the Alliance raid and Evangelion done in another expansion.
I would also... Oh, sorry.
Here's the thing about the 8-player raid series that I think a lot of where this complaining about is coming from, in my opinion. Each of the 8-player raids, and at least starting from the expansions, generally speaking, will take an unresolved plot point from the actual main story, even if it's like, not necessarily relevant to the main plot. It's a big like side piece that they're like, well, what's up with that? Oh, well, we don't have time to figure that out later. And then they revisit it in the raid series.
Mm-hmm. But it's also it's never like completely necessary for you to understand the MSQ.
Exactly.
Right.
That's why I'm saying it's generally like, oh, hey, if you want to figure out what's going on with the empty and what all, we can do there, go to the 8-player raid series. If you're curious about this giant robot in the freaking Dravanian hinterlands, go play the Heavensward raid series. It goes all into that. Turns out there's a lot of crazy stuff happening. And guess what? More time travel. So I feel like there's a lot of complaining that a crossover raid is not going to have that same level of tie-in that any raid series before that has had in previous expansions. And what I would reply to that is, we have no idea what the heck's going to happen in Evercold. We never have any idea what the heck's going to happen in expansion MSQ. It always goes somewhere freaking weird. The 11 crossover raid in Dawn Trail also tied up a major plot point with what the heck happened to Surreal Jaw and his whole machinations. What was his motivations and all that? So basically, we need to give the writers time to show us their work and give them some trust, because I don't think they've disappointed us at all in the past, except for you, Yoko Taro, and your freaking garbage storyline you wrote for the mural.
Leave the man alone. He likes
no such thing.
If it wasn't for Yoko Taro, we wouldn't have butt sliders before butt sliders.
Mm-hmm. He's a man of the people.
Well, I hated the near raid storyline. Like the raids themselves were fine, except for that last one is way too long. But the storyline, oh God,
I liked it, and you can whatever.
As someone who played the older Final Fantasy games and remembers the dwarves from Final Fantasy games, I appreciated that part of the Nier storyline, the stuff dealing with the dwarves. Specifically, when I played Nier after doing all of that, so it was one of those things where I didn't really understand a hell of a lot about that until I played Nier Automata. It's like, okay, some of this makes a bit more sense and I have a bit more context now. But if you're someone who hasn't played Nier Automata and you do that raid series, I can totally see how that's like.
I've never played Nier Automata, and I liked it. Body horror and butts. What more do you need?
I'm surprised you haven't played Nier Automata. You definitely,
I own it.
I would highly recommend it.
It's isn't it like a lot of, it's like a 3D battler, right? Like
it is an action RPG. Yes,
I'm not great. I'm really bad at anything that makes me a platform. My spatial awareness is fucking zero. And this is true in real life too.
If you set the difficulty low enough, it shouldn't be a problem.
Maybe I'll play it for a Let's Play or something, but I like that raid a lot. That's like one of my favorite raids, and I really love the raid encounters themselves and during the actual raid itself. I love the music, and I love the armor design, and I love all of it. But like, I don't remember it being my favorite raid story ever. But I certainly don't remember it having anything that like sent me into a frothing rage.
Or sent me into a wait. That was it. That was a lot of setup for an absolutely garbage finish. The resolution, the payoff at the end felt a little. It didn't stick the landing. I would definitely agree there. As far as like the tie-in for an FF7 raid, one thing that this expansion has going for it that no previous expansion has going for it is this little thing called ethos. Like that key thing doesn't necessarily, it doesn't necessarily have to take us to other reflections. It could possibly go to other worlds and stuff for all we know. We don't know half of the stuff about like what exactly that thing can or can't do. We know that other stars, worlds exist because we're doing freaking cosmic exploration. So that's another thing too. The way we get into the whole 7 raid, who knows? What if fucking Loporrits take us to the planet that 7 takes place? Yeah, anything is freaking possible.
That would be very funny.
That's what I'm saying. We don't know the story of the expansion or the raid series, and I think the writers of 14 have earned enough of our trust and goodwill. Except for all you people who hate Dawn Trail, y'all can go.
Yeah, I was about to say I don't think that's going to win over the people who are already grumpy.
Do you know what I am grumpy about though when it comes to Final Fantasy 7 and Final Fantasy 14?
What? They shrunk Tifa's boobs.
No. 2 words. Keyboard brawler.
Oh my God! What a fucking whiff!
Oh.
Like if okay, I am sure that some people are going to have fun and be amused with it. And here's the thing: everyone's going to play keyboard brawler when it comes out. Why? Because
we want those Tifa glands. Don't even act like
Limsa cries out for a sea of women clad in clothing. Nothing but Tifa cosplay everywhere in Limsa.
I have a max height female Rogadin. I'm going there day one.
Oh my God. So I actually want to work on my typing skills for a very funny reason.
Okay.
So
Go on.
There's this game called Scriblio, and it's basically Pictionary. And how it works is one person draws something, and then everybody else types what they think they're drawing. You'd think I'd be killer at this game, right? Because you can draw, so you must be. No, my typing is terrible. So I'm always it's like law, and it's like lar, loo, lar. I'm like, no, fuck. So
you're great at drawing, bad at guessing.
Yes. No, I'm great at guessing. I know what it is. I don't know how to spell it or I type it wrong constantly. But yeah, it's very annoying. But I was like, I've been wanting to work on my typing, and then we're typing. Also, I'm someone who unironically played Typing of the Dead before, so I might be a different target audience than you guys. Because
I just look at all the great mini games you could play in the Gold Saucer and the original FF7, and maybe even some in the remake. I don't know. I haven't played the game yet. But how, out of all that content, you decide to just go nah and give us a typing game?
You have an expansion coming up called Evercold. If there ever was a time to introduce a snowboarding minigame, it is freaking now. I do not understand, of all the possible things they could have added in tying with FF7, why they would make it Keyboard Brawler. Now, they did explain when they talked about Keyboard Brawler is one of the reasons that they're introducing this game is because Keyboard Brawler is the kind of thing that is open enough to be used in other events and other collabs. So from that point of view, it makes sense. I would just simply say that if you are going to go out of your way to create a new kind of looking Final Fantasy VII Gold Saucer-like area, and you do Keyboard Brawler, for all we know, maybe there was another thing planned, but I feel like if you were going to do this, it should have been Keyboard Brawler and a insert Final Fantasy VII minigame reference here. If you'd done both, I don't think many people would be bitching about Keyboard Brawler. But the fact that it is just Keyboard Brawler, it definitely feels like a swing and a miss.
And yet they know exactly how to get everyone to go do it. Because they put Tifa Glams locked behind it.
You put Tifa cosplay on a silver platter, and all the people in Limsa Laminza and all the people on the Balmung server in the quicksand. You know who you fucking are. You all want that Tifa cosplay. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I may have female alt characters that want that TV cosplay too. So
both of mine sure as heck do.
Yeah. It's we are sheep.
Hey,
we are sheep.
Do you remember back when we had the wild card division of the Waifu Wars? I threw Tifa Lockhart in there for a very good reason.
Yep. I do appreciate the Barrett gun arm fashion accessory though. That is well played.
That is also
funny.
Cool. I'm looking forward to getting my hands on that one.
Rogan in with that, man.
Oh yeah.
Let's see your old man Frank's character with the gun arm. That'd be fun.
Oh yeah, that's gonna happen.
Yeah. And you know what? I would not be surprised if in a Hildebrand adventure he just busts out, like you have a Hildebrand clone that has a gun arm. That's it. That would absolutely happen.
Probably, yes.
All right, so touched on Final Fantasy VII stuff. The trailer itself, they didn't add a lot to it, but they didn't add a lot to it. It was mostly what we saw in Anaheim. But they did
ass ship and a cat girl and a Rogan with the shields. They
all told, it's about 40 seconds of additional stuff, which is not a lot. But I know. I think that character, the cat with the pink hair and stuff like that. If the other DPS job isn't related to that thing, I don't know. It's that people are saying Falconer's the next DPS job. When they did Dawn Trail, they didn't reveal Cryle or Pictomancer stuff until they actually announced the job. So I don't think Falconer's the next job.
You want to know why people are saying that? because
Why?
I watched the sound design panel.
Okay.
Soken played us audio from the new DPS job, and it was a little falcon screech.
Oh.
So
Well then.
that's why people think that. And I'm inclined to agree, and I'm ready to have a bird. A pet class, absolutely, give me. I want pets. If it's birds, that's fine. I love birds. Give me bird.
I wonder if if they do that kind of thing, if the action skins would be like you could have different birds.
Yeah, maybe. Or like
very cool.
Different bird screams. But yeah, one of them was like a magic-y sound and the other one was a bird screech. So it literally, I think I saw like a YouTube short from like Zeppela or somebody who was like literally lined them up with the trailer and they sounded exactly the same. So it's like, oh, I think that was the job. So if I think that maybe maybe it's not her, or like maybe the bird is going to like fly to somebody else and they're going to be the falconer or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, the sigil, that magic sigil that's created looks a lot like a job symbol.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yep.
Do you want to know why that prospect, while cool, and I also am a big fan of raptors, so I wouldn't be too disappointed, but you know why that kind of irks me?
Why?
We spent all this time and how many redesigns of Summoner because Yoshi P doesn't want to do a pet class in Final Fantasy 14, and now we're getting it to come all the way back around again with the new physical DPS job.
Well, I feel like
you're
running out of options.
You're talking about a single pet in difference to Summoner. When you think Summoner, you think of a variety of summons, and that creates issues and complexity and stuff like that for him. If they're just talking about, perfect example, Machinist, right? Machinist is kind of a pet DPS class. Kind of.
Every time I see the queen punching the boss, I'm like, somebody's standing in the pad.
I also wonder if maybe they're gonna like get some people kind of angry, considering they're adding Beastmaster as a limited job in however long until that thing releases. I don't remember when it's supposed to come out.
Beastmaster is September 8th. Beastmaster,
is that 5-6? Okay.
Yeah, Beastmaster and MSQ Part 2 and Hildebrand, that is all September 8th. This Tuesday is basically the Northern Horn, Relic Grind, that kind of stuff.
I believe this Tuesday is also the Allied Society quest, is it not?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
I was sad there was no more news about the cat people. The literal cat people. The cat dwarfs. The cadorves.
The cotter?
The cotter, that's right. It's spelled.
Are you going to get a physical collector's edition to get one of those cotters?
God, I want it. It's so big. Did you see when he was holding it next to the fucking statue? Oh my God. I love that they didn't list the prices during they were just like, let's show you all the goods. Like, how much is it, Yoshi? He's like, here's a statue. I'm like, how much is it?
That Reaper statue is pretty sick.
It is. It reminds me of like Death Note, like the splash art in Death Note. I kind of love that Meteor or Derplander is embracing his edgy era. He was like, no, during the edgy expansion, I was a paladin. But now I'm going on a fucking road trip with Estinian and Alphino. I'm gonna be a weeple. Like, oh, okay.
I mean, did he technically enter the edgy era during Shadowbringers? I mean, you don't get much.
Yes, that's true. I don't know. Reaper's like the edgier. He's like, I can't be a Dark Knight again. I already did that.
Did you folks see on social media that Meteor is going to have a new hairstyle in Evercold?
I did see that, yes.
So why he's wearing a hat?
It's interesting. Hold on, I can pop it into Discord quick if I can find it. Oh wait, I can screen capture. Boom, boom. Live podcasting. Okay, I'm gonna drop this in Discord really quick in our channel, but that's one view of it from the side. Right?
Oh no!
What?
Oh no! Oh God!
Yeah, Meagan is apparently very amused. If you do a search for like meteor haircuts CG, it was yeah.
Happened? He was so hot. No, I think he shaved too. No, go back.
Yeah,
Go back.
He definitely looks much younger in this one
Go the
because
fuck
of the
back.
shave.
Oh no, where's my scruffy meteor? Who is this man? This man looks like he's gonna make a TikTok of him flexing in the bathroom mirror. I don't like him.
I've got a frontal one now too. Hold on.
Oh god.
Here you go. Incoming. There you go.
Oh no.
Megan's dead.
No! He left the stubble just on his upper lip? What are you doing? No!
You broke her, Ro. Congrats.
Oh, God. He looks...
Like when he's in the Reaper gear, though, because he has that hat, there's no way you would really be able to tell because of that big ass hat. But apparently, this is going to be his hairstyle. And
I hate it. I hate it.
I haven't heard Meagan react this high pitched since we hit her with the triple dose of Haurchefant getting impaled jokes.
Oh God, this is worse. At least Haurchefant was still hot.
Oh, he's actually cold now.
Oh, true.
I can make it work.
You can fix them.
You can. Yes.
This haircut is fucking awful. Are they trying to pull a Leon Kennedy? Is that what this is?
Probably.
You can't.
Maybe. So here's the progression of him from Endwalker to Dawn Trail to.
Oh, the fuck back! Jesus Christ! So we go
he got less of a tan apparently.
Yeah, because he was in Toronto. So we went from like a like early 2000s YouTuber, like a peanut butter gamer, or like fucking Shane Dawson, and like those guys who are always like flipping their bangs out of their face, and then he finally grew it out enough to put it in a ponytail. Great. And then he like went to Supercuts and showed them a picture of Leon Kennedy, and this is what they fucking did to him. I hate it.
Oh, I did not anticipate this reaction. I didn't know what to anticipate, but not this.
Well, Leon Kennedy looks that way because he was invented in the 90s and he started out as a Backstreet Boy. and that's endearing because it's like, oh yeah, we were there too, Leon, we remember, and like that's his signature style and it's cute on him, and like it doesn't flip out on the sides either. This looks like he intentionally like blow dried it like out to the sides, like it's the fact that it looks so intentional and it looks so shitty that it's like you did this to yourself on purpose. I hate it. Also, yeah, it's like skin texture has gotten less.
Yeah.
So, like, is it because you're a Reaper? Are the souls giving?
He's spending less time outdoors. He's staying in his basement or something. I don't know.
I don't like it.
Have sunlight.
It's like he also like lost weight in his cheeks. Like he's fucking looks maxing, and I hate it.
I'm sorry, he's what?
Looks maxing.
You haven't heard
what
of
the
it.
hell does that mean?
Oh
feel
my
free
God.
to explain that.
Oh God. Okay, looks maxing is the newest incel trend where you decide that the only way that you can be happy is to be a super hot man, and so they're like, like the internet's stupid, like, oh, I'm health maxing, I'm this maxing, and looks maxing is where you do everything physically possible to improve your looks by their standards. And this includes smashing your jaw with a hammer to create fractures so that your jaw will grow back like bigger, like stronger. And
you know what? I am quite content with not ever wanting to know what the hell this means ever again.
just know that like their patron saint recently like overdosed on stream in the middle of a nightclub after like wandering around and like making women very uncomfortable. But I feel like this looks like he's been looks maxing, and I hate it. Like he's like smoothed out all his skin. It looks like he's got like less cheek fat. Like, no, bring back like they changed They changed his bone structure.
My guy.
He looked so good in the middle one. Like, why? Is this the Asia pale skin thing? Because fuck that. Tans look good.
I will say the Dawn Trail look did seem to me pretty peak. I felt like that was the best look he's had.
Did all the women quit? Do you know why Leon Kennedy is so hot in the new game? Because they had a whole team of women designing him. And the game director was like, this was very important to me to like, oh, I got all the women in the company to come in and look him over and give me notes. I was like, you need that. If you want to make a hot dude, that's what you need. You need people who are attracted to dudes to be part of it, because dudes have no fucking idea. Like straight men, if you're not attracted to men, you get the looks maxing community, because they're like, we're men, we know what's hot. No, you don't. Not even.
I just do whatever my wife tells me. It seems to work.
There you go. Yeah, it's the safe play. What other stuff we can talk about? Brandon,
talk about Bastions?
I was gonna say, Brandon, tell me how you really feel about Bastion.
Bastion is. I have this feeling. I have the same feeling about Bastion that I did about Gunbreaker. This is fucking awesome. Why is it a tank? At least with Bastion, it makes sense because they're big shields. Even though I don't know the way you wield those, it looks like it's going to be really freaking weird for smaller races in this game.
I can't wait to see Lalafell Bastion. So
they're going to have like the tiniest shields ever, and it's going to be like, how?
It's going to be great.
Clearly, it's Magitech. It's magic.
Exactly. But yeah, the animations, the designs on what I'm going to assume from the trailer is their artifact armor. They look awesome. They look like, one of the coolest new weapon designs I've seen this game ever add, even though we've kind of sort of had versions of them that, admittedly didn't look near this good since Gritatin back in, ARR. I'm going to be playing this, right away because I think it fits lore-wise and the old man's current tank job, which I had to kind of kibosh a weird story behind to get it to fit in my head. This looks like it's more right up his alley, and I'm going to be, picking it up. If not, day one of the expansion, probably at least after I've done the few zones of the MSQ.
Is this going to be your MSQ main?
Probably not. I always main the MSQ on Machinist, and I don't see a reason to change that.
Okay.
I guess we'll see what they do to Machinist,
right.
in the new expansion, because we've got the whole new combat styles coming in, or whatever the heck they're called.
You can play old Machinist style if you don't like the Evolved.
I could, but I'll probably at least give the new Evolved version a try, because I'm hoping they'll add some, cool new abilities that they've had animations for and have barely touched. Looking at you, giant sniper rifle in PvP.
So you remember when I have that friend that I'm playing with? We're still in the middle of Stormblood, just been able to play for a while. So I've been trying to get her and her husband hyped up to come play. And so I was like, oh, they don't know the story, so I can't set them to do the story. So I set the Bastion video, and I was watching it again. And so how I described it to her, I was like, it's like a Rocket Knuckles Echidna.
Yeah.
Like Knuckles Echidna, but with rockets.
Yeah. It's fair.
You punch, you dig in the ground. When he does that little like brown humpy thing, I swear to God, that's like straight out Sonic Adventure.
I just like the animation that plays when it switches from the claw to the gun form.
Yeah, that's very sick.
Cool AF.
Meagan, what are you thinking so far as like MSQ main for Evercold?
Probably if it is indeed a pet class, that is probably what I will switch to. I am still like summoner main right now, but that's mostly because I'm too dumb to like do anything that takes brain power and raid at the same time. So I kind of need to be a summoner. I don't want to do melee. I hate melee. One of my raid friends already took dancer, and
I also just want to jump into the MSQ right away, and I don't want to spend 10 levels grinding out another job just because it's new and added to the same expansion.
You know what? I totally agree with you. And that's why my MSQ main is not going to be Summoner.
What are you doing?
Summoner's Max?
Thankfully, because I have Summoner at max, it means I technically have something else at max too.
You're gonna Scholar.
Here's the thing. I have had a few experiences with trying to heal on Scholar. Over the past few months, I've dabbled a little bit in Scholar. I still need to do all the Scholar quests, so I have all of the abilities unlocked. So I don't have I don't have Excogni yet. So I kind of need to unlock that. But that being said, my plan so far is I think I am going to heal. I think I'm going to run Scholar for MSQ. So one of my goals between now and Evercold, of course, is do the rest of the Scholar quests and stuff and get all that done. But yeah, I think I'm going to main a healer. I don't know if I will be doing raid dungeon content more often as a healer. We'll see how I like it. A lot of it depends on the whole evolve system. Because right now, here's the thing. One thing I know about Scholar, at least in its current state, is that there are 400 fucking buttons. And if evolve brings 400 down to about 12 that I need most of the time, or even 16, I'm good.
Oh my god.
Yep.
So you just don't want anything to die ever. You just want to stand there and be like, missile.
I mean, here's the thing. When I played Final Fantasy 11, I played a Red Mage in Final Fantasy 11, and Red Mages in Final Fantasy 11 were more of a support class. Most Red Mages, you could pick a subclass, so you could do be mainly a Red Mage and do something of another. A lot of DPS Red Mages would go sub Black Mage, but I was a Red Mage Summoner because having Summon as a subclass gave you a lot more MP to work with. So I liked playing support. My first class in Final Fantasy was basically running a support, and I have no problem with playing a support or healer in an MMO. I only have a problem with it when there's 300 fucking buttons to press. Now, if it's a bit more, if the healing is a bit more streamlined and simpler, then I'm down with it. Why do you think I play Summoner? Because you can put everything in Summoner into about 16 buttons and you're fine.
Yeah.
The evolve system, we're trying to do that with everyone.
I'm really looking forward to the evolve system because, yes, it is just too many buttons. And Scholar, I would say Scholar is one of the least bad healers for this. Like, oh my god, have you tried Astrologian?
Astrologian is far, far worse.
And fucking Sage is also intense.
Sage is pretty bad. Sage also.
It's like White Mage is less bad, but it's also just kind of boring, especially. Well, the thing is, I just don't understand why you would do it in the MSQ when you can literally do Summoner and you will be leveling up the Scholar at the same time. If you're by yourself, things take so long to fucking die. Because Scholar does really shit damage.
That is true, but I want to give it a try. If I find that's taking way too long, will I just say fuck it and then go to Scholar, go to Summoner or Machinist? Then probably.
I would just find this so much more understandable if you're I just really want to be a White Mage. Because then it's there's no other choice. You want a White Mage to be leveled up, then you gotta level it up as White Mage. But the whole thing with Summoner is I can actually go out there and do damage and have all this utility as a DPS class, even have this little personal shield and the all
Titan.
Yeah,
we
don't have tank pets anymore.
The reason to say why is that it's honestly because I don't have a logical valid reason. It's more, I just want to fucking try it.
All right. That's valid.
And if I fail, if I give up halfway into it, I'm nope, I was wrong, then that's fine. What was I going to say?
For Dawn Trail, I actually did MSQ as a they're not called painters, Pictomancer.
Pictomancer,
Yep.
yeah.
And then I was able to catch up with Summoner really easily, just healing dungeons as a scholar. And the thing is, I'm just like, if it's like the MSQ where you're, doing damage is the most useful thing. If there's another way to do it that has that, then that's just, because like you can level up a healer really easily just through doing dungeons. And I feel like that's what a healer is for, is to like help other players in a group.
Yeah.
And that's like what the dungeons are. You can get really fast queues, and you can get really good gear.
And here I'm going to be sounding like a complete hypocrite now with the very next thing I'm going to say. You know what has me more excited than possibly doing Scholar in the MSQ? You know what has me very excited?
What's that?
Forming a light party with one other player, and 2 chocobos. Now, mind you, that won't be till 8.1, but Chocobo Companion Overhaul was not on my bingo card, but I am very much here for it.
Good. I think my Chocobo is like top level. I haven't looked at that forever.
Oh, mine's next level. Mine's been max level for a while.
I got bored with trying to do that.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Now you may have reason to actually work on it. It's one of those things where it's a nice announcement. It's not going to start until 8.1, and for all we know, it may, suffer getting pushed back to 8.2 or 8.3. It's nice to know that they're thinking about it and they're working about it, and when it comes around, I'll be happy to see what it's all about. That's not something I have to worry about launch, but it was a cool thing to learn about.
I mean, the thing about chocobos is the only place you can really use them is in the overworld, which means there's only one real scenario in which they end up being particularly useful. And frankly, that's doing treasure maps.
Or fates.
But you say that, but in the keynote, they were talking about how they want to make the world areas more closer in line with like what Bajja and Eureka are like in terms of like what you do there and stuff like that. They want to do an overhaul to those open world areas. So I can see how if ever there was a time to do a Chocobo Companion overhaul, now would be the time if their intent is to flesh out the open world areas and have a lot more guts to them,
I was also thinking, so Chocobos are birds, right?
Sure.
Mm-hmm. And the new class is probably some sort of bird handler.
Yeah.
Do you think maybe these things are related? Like they were like, oh, we're doing like the fucking falconer class. Maybe we should overhaul these other birds.
Would be a literal bird, Birdman from which Home Alone was it? 2? The bird lady and her swarm of pigeons.
Oh yeah, well that's Mary Poppins. Feed the birds. Tuppence a bag. But I'm ready to embrace my bird era.
I definitely I can't wait for FanFest Tokyo, which is literally on Halloween. So we've got relic grinding and the new content for that this week. With then September, early September after Labor Day, we get more MSQs and other Beastmaster and all that stuff, and that will have to tide us over about 2 months. About a little under 2 months till we get to Tokyo Fan Fest and we find out the rest of the meat and potatoes. I still have a lot of questions about like some of the overhauls they want to make to like character progression and stuff like that. They're talking a lot of talk, but it's one of those actions speak louder than words. It's like, okay, we understand this is what you want to do, but we don't know how exactly you're doing it yet. We only know like maybe a little bit of it. So
yeah, I feel like since they showed us the actual like gameplay footage of the expanded or the new systems, I can't remember what they call them, that I'm a lot less nervous than I would be if they were just like, yeah, we're redoing everything. Trust us.
Oh, they've got a plan. I'm eager to see more of the plan. And mind you, I'm not looking for anything that's necessarily revolutionary. Are they going to borrow some things from that WoW does? Yeah, undoubtedly. But I'm interested in their spin on it. That's all.
Well, as a fucking internet artist / I don't know, fandom trash person who loves to make original characters, the fact that they're like, yeah, we want your character to feel unique and we're gonna add all this stuff and like it's gonna be all about how cool you are. I'm like, hell yeah, motherfucker. Like my inner middle schooler is just really pleased.
Also, I'm glad Yoshi P finally came out and admitted it, that he was basically like, yeah, we could have done all these customizations earlier, but I was the one who said no because I wanted everybody to be lore accurate.
Koji Fox being the champion of the people for butt sliders.
Yes,
I am absolutely tripped out by the fact that the Mikote face markings are war paint. Those are painted on. I really thought those were like birthmarks or like just like natural markings because I cannot imagine. Does this mean that like every day Grahatia wakes up and like draws that shit on his face? Like what? Like even when he was a Crystal Exarch?
I always thought that every male Mikote, with the way their particular war paints look, I thought those were scars. I really did.
Huh.
They're brown colored. They look like tiger stripes or like little. They look like natural markings that are like darker than the rest of the color skin. They look like melanated skin to me personally. And so the thought that they're like painted on is just like what the fuck are you talking about? If they'd been like, oh no, these are like tattoos that they get, when they like come of age or something, I would have been like, oh okay. But they're like, nah, man, that's war paint. I'm like, they paint this on? This is makeup?
I am not going to complain that the Lalafels and Rogadin are getting the option to take off that ridiculous nose paint.
I love dirty noses. It's so cute.
I can't play any race that has those things. I won't.
Well, it's also just. I feel like it's just part of like the game identity. Like you take off the face markings for Mikote and they just become like generic anime cat people, Like
also
especially the girls because they don't have
the dark nose thing for the Lalafell is more kind of a nod to the Tarutaru who like always had that.
Yeah, hated it on them, hated it on the Lalafels.
On the Tarutaru, it's literally like their nose is like almost like a dog nose, like it's brown and I think it's cute, and I think that it makes it like it makes it unique, and it makes it like part of the world identity. And so I'm always a fan of making things more interesting rather than less interesting. But
well, you know what, Meagan, we may have different opinions on some of these different facial markings. I agree with you about the female Mikote ones. I'm not turning those off. But hey, at least Yoshi P has finally listened to us and be like, all right, turn it on or turn it off as you want. I don't care anymore.
Yeah. I'm just like. I just wish they didn't call it war paint because number one, that's fucking weird. Number two, kind of problematic. Number three, paint? They paint it on? Just be like markings. Be like, or even tattoos. Ugh, I don't know.
I feel like a good majority of people won't even care about it, or B will just say in their headcanon it's just natural markings and stuff, and that's totally fine.
But I feel like fucking Limbs is going to be overrun with just generic cat girls now.
Limbs is going to be overrun with cat girls wearing Tifa cosplay. Yes, that is the fate of Limbs Elemensa. It's inevitable. It's just fucking inevitable.
At this point in the game's life cycle, you run around Limbs Elemensa's like central hub area at your peril.
Yeah, you really do.
I always. Look, and my Limbs Elemensa, there's the fucking Macho Man. I think he's a highlighter here, and he's wearing the flesh-colored leggings. He's just doing the Manderville pose, like the pose, the like flex pose, and he's just AFK all the time. And I'm like, yes, keep those cat girls at bay. I say running by as a cat girl.
Macho Man doesn't like cat girls.
Now, if his character's name was Slim Jim, that would be great.
Snap into it.
That is going to do it for this episode. We've somehow spent the entirety of an episode talking about FanFest and Final Fantasy 14. Not quite sure how we did it. We spent maybe about 20 seconds talking about Resident Evil. We didn't talk about Tomodachi Life, which means that we're going to get ready for about 15 minutes then beginning in the next episode.
Oh boy!
Because I feel like it's almost owed. Although it'll probably be Pal World talk then.
Well, I mean, I'm not as obsessed with Pal World as Word is. I'm very casual. I just like so the fishing mini game, you can fish out pals, and it's very similar to the Stardew Valley fishing game, which I also will fall into a pit and do for 6 months occasionally. But the pals are very cute. I'm glad that they won their lawsuit and everything. And like, it is fun. I also love like building shit. So base building and like making my pals happy. That's fun. But like, it's Pal World. I feel like everybody's played it by now.
But funny thing is, I haven't.
It's like, have you ever played like Rust or like
I'm familiar with the style of game that it is, and that's. I used to think that was that would be my kind of thing, and I played Ark and decided, no, that this really isn't my thing. I tried Valheim for a bit, and no, not really my thing.
Well, you might like, because this is also there's like boss towers, and you got to like capture pals and train them, and they did a whole overhaul of like all the bonuses that pals give, so you can like
also you get a gun.
Yeah, also with
you
guns.
Get a gun.
I didn't know that until I saw gameplay of it.
Oh my
past week or so.
Well, what's even funnier is that a lot of the pals, they all have like a special ability, and a lot of the like small pals' special abilities is to like jump on top of your head and whip out a gun. So that's fucking hilarious. Yes. So they will shoot whatever you're shooting, and so you'll be like at a boss, and you're doing the fucking with a fucking chipmunk on your head with also a gun.
I just have this image of an Eevee popping up on my head, pulling out a Glock out of its little, chest scruff, and be like, Eevee!
Just imagine the like grass version of Eevee, and that's pretty much exactly what you can do.
Amazing.
So it is fun. I would say it's worth the price, and it's a very fun game, and you could get a lot out of it. But like, it's not one of my obsessions.
Understood. Well, I look forward to hearing more about that or Tomodachi Life in the next episode, which will probably.
So I figured out how to record Tomodachi Life footage, so I'm going to start a new island, and it's going to be called Crack Ship Island. And I'm going to be adding these in pairs of famous ships or ships that I like. And by ships, I mean relationships that fans think the characters should get together. And then, because in Tomodachi Life, the romance system is absolutely fucking random, all of them are just going to start falling in love with whoever the fuck they want, and it's going to be chaos, and I'm going to be having a lot of fun. And all I know so far is that I'm going to be starting with Naruto and Sasuke, and then Hannibal Lecter and Will Graham from the show Hannibal.
Okay. Please look forward to it. Until then, Meagan, where can people find you on the internet?
Right now, I'm Cat Mom Meagan. I did finally finish my new VTubing model, and that is going to be Mimi the Meowblin. I don't know if I'm going to change any of my shit over, but I have a whole lore and backstory, and my friend is also making VTubing models for her and some of her friends. So I don't know. I got a whole project coming up, but right now it's Cat Mom Meagan, all one word. Meagan is spelled Meagan. You can find me on TikTok. You can find me on YouTube. You can find me on well, not really Twitter, Blue Sky. I don't do anything on Twitter. Yeah. And also Webtoon. My abandoned Webtoon is being finished off screen. I'm not going to post any of it until I have it completely finished, though, because I don't trust myself.
Alrighty. Brandon, how about you?
Pretty much look for me on Blue Sky. I am the BMAT, THEBMATT. You can read my D&D related writings over at yourquestlogisfull.wordpress.com. And you can catch all three of us on this show on the D&D podcast plus 5 to hit. Hey, remember when we were talking about multiverse shenanigans earlier? Yeah.
Yeah, that may or may not be happening. It's going to be a wild time the next couple episodes, I'm sure. As for myself, you can contact me by just contacting shows on Blue Sky at A Podcast Reborn. You can email the show at apodcastreborn@gmail.com. Theme music for this episode is provided by Husky by the Geek. A link to his YouTube channel will be included in the show notes, and of course, that music or any Final Fantasy derivative music you hear on this podcast belongs to Square Enix, and no copyright infringement is intended. intended. That is going to do it for episode 81. For Meagan, for Brandon, and of course for Butterscotch and Bonbon, this is Brian Black. Until next time, may your loot rolls be high, your glamour fantastic, and your duties always complete, Brandon.
I've been playing a lot of the different something mage classes, so we're going to do another one of them, a joke for one of them. What is a white mage's favorite meat?
Oh, gosh. I wish I could come up with this. No.
You know, some people say they love that cured ham.
Cured ham.
But I know for a fact they're all about that divine venison.
Goodbye, everybody.
Yeah, that's right. 2 for 1, motherfuckers.